Female genital mutilation isn't just a cut. It's a wound passed from one generation to the next, from mothers to daughters. Communities call it tradition, and girls are left with trauma dressed up as culture. For too long, the pain has been hidden, whispered about, excused, and ignored. But what happens behind closed doors doesn't stay there. The trauma lasts a lifetime, and the silence only protects the practice, not the girls. Today, we break that silence. This is Generation Girl Code. Female genital mutilation, otherwise known as FGM, is documented in 92 countries, with more than 230 million women and girls worldwide living with its painful consequences. The majority are in Africa, where over 144 million girls have undergone the procedure. In Asia, the number is over 80 million, and in the Middle East, around 6 million. FGM is often performed between the ages of 5 and 9, though in some cases it happens in infancy before a child even reaches her first birthday. UNICEF estimates that every year 4 million girls in 31 countries are at risk of being cut. And by 2030, that number could climb to 68 million. Imagine being 5 years old, told you're going to a celebration, only to wake up in a pain you don't understand. For many girls, this is how FGM begins, a memory not of choice, but of betrayal. And yet it's often mothers, aunts, and grandmothers who carry it out. Women who themselves survived it and were told it was necessary, even an act of love. Why does it continue? The reasoning usually falls into one or more of these categories: social constructs about purity, cultural rites of passage, hygiene and aesthetic ideals, or religious beliefs. But none of these justifications erase the fact that the harm is real and it lasts. The World Health Organization has classified FGM into 4 types. Type 1, partial or complete removal of the clitoris and/or the fold of skin around it, called the prepuce. Type 2, partial or complete removal of the clitoris and labia minora, sometimes including the labia majora as well. Type 3, narrowing of the vaginal opening by cutting and stitching together the labia minora and/or labia majora, often creating a seal with or without removal of the clitoris. Type 4, all other harmful non-medical procedures like piercing, scraping, or cutting skin with a surgical instrument, also known as incising. The effects are devastating. Immediately, hemorrhaging, infections, shock, and even death. Long-term, painful menstrual cycles, complications in childbirth, infertility, and psychological trauma that can shadow a girl into adulthood. Globally, progress exists. 84 countries now have domestic legislation that either prohibits FGM or allows it to be prosecuted. Still, the cultural practice continues. But change is possible. Organizations such as UNICEF, UNFPA, and the Orchid Project are at the forefront, working tirelessly to eliminate FGM through education, advocacy, and support for affected communities. Their efforts are crucial in shifting cultural norms and providing resources for survivors. But the fight is far from over. To end FGM by 2030, we must accelerate our actions. This means not only enforcing existing laws, but also challenging the cultural narratives that perpetuate the practice. It requires global solidarity, local engagement, and unwavering commitment to the rights and well-being of women and girls. Join the movement to end FGM. Support organizations working on the ground, advocate for stronger laws and their enforcement. Finally, educate your community about the realities of FGM. Together, we can break the silence and end the cycle of harm. I'm Miko Love. Thank you for joining me as we rewrite Girl Code. I'll see you next season with more episodes for all girls and women. This is Generation Girl Code.